Move the ball and stick into.
What's up, Pack Nation? It's Pack Gaming here. We have a brand new roster update, the second roster update of NBA 2K18, and we're going to talk about that right now. But right before that, there is a VC giveaway today, and then it's going to be open for the next 48 hours, so 2 days, and it's going to be 35,000 VC. So if you want to win that VC, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, and tweet at me done. And if you do that, I'll put you in a randomizer and I'll pick one person to win. Okay, a lot of big changes for a lot of different players, and we're gonna go team by team. I'm not gonna talk about every single change because there's way too many to talk about, but I'm gonna talk about the most important ones. We're gonna start off with the Philadelphia 76ers, and Ben Simmons went from an 81 overall to an 84. He is the highest rated rookie and clearly at the moment rookie of the year. Also, Robert Covington went from a 79 overall up to an 81, so 2 overall higher. He's been playing amazing defense and is one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. Now we're going to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks, and the one person that we really need to talk about is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He was a 94 overall, now he's a 95 overall, so a +1. I didn't think he really needed it, but they gave it to him anyways. Now he's tied for the 3rd best player in the league. Now we're going to talk about Bobby Portis has returned from punching Nikola Mirotic in the face and went from a 76 overall up to a 78, and he has the best stats on his team, so that's why he's rated the best, at least tied with Robin Lopez. Now we're on the Cavs, and sadly Dwyane Wade went from an 80 overall down to a 77, one of the biggest losers here with a -3 loss. Also, Jay Crowder lost 2 from a 79 down to a 77. And Derrick Rose also went down 1. A lot of people were saying that he needed an upgrade, and 2K actually gave him a downgrade. That's pretty surprising, honestly. Look at that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 77 overalls. That's really rare. That's really rare, honestly. Next, we're talking about the Celtics. Al Horford went from an 84 up to an 86. Jason Tatum went from a 79 up to an 80. Marcus Smart also went from a 79 up to an 80, and then Jaylen Brown went from a 77 up to a 78. But I think he should be an 80 overall too. Everybody's getting major upgrades because they're doing so well. Next is the Clippers. Before, Blake Griffin was supposed to be like an MVP conversation. Now he dropped off, went from an 89 down to an 87. DeAndre Jordan's one of the biggest losers here. He went from an 87 down to an 84, so -3. And then Lou Williams went up too because he's been balling out, so from an 81 up to an 83. Marc Gasol was at a 90 overall, but he has dropped 3 overall, so now he's an 87. And then Mike Conley was an 87, and then now he's dropped to an 85. And then Tyreke Evans has been balling out, so kind of a similar situation with the Clippers. Tyreke Evans goes from a 78 +4 to an 82, one of the biggest gainers in this roster update. Dennis Schroeder goes up 1. Clearly, he's the best player on this team. Both Ken Bazemore and Dwayne Dedmon get +2s from 75s to 77s. And then this guy, Isaiah Taylor, goes from a 68 up to a 72, one of the biggest gainers here in the roster update. Then my boy Dwyane Wade, how dare they remove him from an 80 overall? He's now back up to an 80 overall. He was a 79, now he's got a +1, so he's an 80. Dwight Howard was doing good, went from an 82, but now got 2 off, so he's an 80 overall. So he's still an 80 overall. I don't think he's ever been less than an 80 overall. But this is actually might be the lowest he's ever been in a 2K game. Donovan Mitchell has been balling out from a 74 overall up to a 78, so +4. Again, one of the biggest upgrades in this update. And then George Hill, he used to be so good. Think about this. He started off this season 82 overall. He's dropped to a 77. He's been one of the biggest losers in this entire update cycle. He went from a 79, now he's a 77, lost 2, and he just keeps falling, man. It's weird. And then my boy Porzingis goes up to 91. I called it in my other video. He's going to be in the 90s, but a 91 overall, that's really good. I believe he's the 2nd best power forward in the game, right under Anthony Davis. So he goes from an 88 to a 91, so it's +3. And then Enes Kanter gets a +1, and then so does Tim Hardaway Jr. A lot of changes for the Lakers, but in the end, Lonzo Ball is the most important one. -3 from an 80 overall down to a 77. That's a really big change. It was expected, but he's still pretty solid, and he's tied with Kyle Kuzma and Julius Randle now, and Ingram. Wow. The big 3 on the Magic, Evan Fournier gets +2, so he's now an 83 overall and the best player on the team. Nikola Vucevic went down 1, and then Aaron Gordon gained 2. So now they're tied for 2nd best player, and Evan Fournier is the best player. And then Jonathan Simmons, I believe, got like a +1. Harrison Barnes get +2, so from an 80 overall up to an 82. Clearly the best player on this team. D'Angelo Russell also gets +2, but he's injured, but he's now an 83 overall. And Sean Kilpatrick, his name is Murder Pat Gaming. Realize that. Anyways, Sean Kilpatrick goes from a 74 down to a 71. Nikola Jokic goes from an 87 up to an 89, now one of the best centers in the game. And Mr. Gary Harris over here, I told y'all, man, he should be an 80 overall. I'm just messing with y'all. He might go up. He's only 23. He went from an 81 overall down to a 79, but that'll change probably eventually. Yeah. And then sadly, man, how the mighty have fallen. Kenneth Faried, 75 overall. He was a 78, now 75. Now on the Pacers, a lot of changes, but the biggest one is Domantas Sabonis. He went from a 76 up to a 78 overall. Not many changes here on the Pelicans, but Drew Holiday from a 79 down to a 78. Not that big of a change. For the surprising Pistons, Andre Drummond, one of the best rebounders in recent NBA history, goes from an 85 overall up to an 88. And he's only 24, and he's one of the biggest reasons why the Pistons are doing so well. Plus, Avery Bradley gets a +1. Kyle Lowry goes down 1, and we discussed this, that was probably going to happen, but that's going to change. He was an 84, went down to an 83. He'll probably go up over time, because it's Kyle Lowry. He's still good. James Harden goes +1 and deserves it, from a 94 overall up to 95. And he is tied for the 3rd best player in the NBA with Giannis. Also, Clint Capella goes from an 82 to an 84. Sure. And my man Eric Gordon goes from an 82 to an 83, only +1. I thought he deserved way more. He's been doing really good numbers wise. I thought he should have been like an 85, but it's okay. LaMarcus, 86 to 87, +1. That's really it for this team. Devin Booker goes +1, and TJ Warren goes +4. One of the biggest gainers here, brand new to the 80 overall club with an 81 overall, and he's been doing really solid. He deserves it. The MVP of last year, Russell Westbrook, goes from a 94 down to a 92. It's a pretty big chunk, honestly, to lose 2 overall. He used to be the MVP of the league, and it's because they've been losing. It's weird. It's such a weird team right now. Karl-Anthony Towns goes from a 91 to a 90. Not that big of a change. He's still really good. Jimmy Butler also goes from an 89 down to an 88. And personally, I thought he was going to lose a lot more. So, who knows? Hopefully, he's doing better. He said he's trying to play more conservative. Not many changes for the Blazers, but Nurkic goes from a 77 to a 79, so +2. Steph Curry goes from a 94 up to a 95. +1. Now is tied for the 3rd best player in the NBA with James Harden and Giannis. And right behind KD. And the last one on the Wizards is Bradley Beal, who just keeps rising, goes from an 87 up to an 88. He's getting close to John Wall, man. Let's see what ends up happening. And that's it for this video, guys. That's all the really important updates. Do you think they should have updated somebody? Leave it in the comments below. If you like my channel, please give my channel a sub, and I'll see you guys next time.
Move the ball and stick into